of you are new here, hi, my name is Xoli. If you're a 10 subscriber, hey darling, and welcome back home. I've decided to do a little chit chat, get ready with me, answering a few of your questions. I don't know if you remember, I did a question thingy on Instagram, so I decided to come and answer some of the questions here. Let's not waste any time, let's get straight into it. Hello, it's Wednesday, and let me just remove this. I don't really have eyebrows, like there's nothing here, but because when I got microblading, I decided to do my own arch. So it kind of sort of grows out, but my eyebrows are literally, microblading saved my life. Let me just tell you that microblading saved my entire existence, because this would have been a struggle. But anyway, so remember that pen that we got from LA Girl? I used it on Sunday when I went to church. I am obsessed with it. So I got this one. It's called Fine Line, LA Girl Fine Line, long lasting fine tip liquid eyeliner in the shade dark brown. I don't really necessarily need this, but because I love having strokes on my eyes, I just feel like it makes my eyebrows more natural. I just thought, why not? So I just want to show you guys. I have to zoom you in to show you how it like glides on, okay? Like, what do you mean? I know it's not a lot, but I just love that hair stroke effect on my eyebrows, because like I said, I don't have any, so this just gives the illusion that I have a hair stroke. So I'll just put some there. Do you see that? Absolutely love it. I chose the perfect shade. This is dark brown, by the way. So I just feel like this is a perfect shade for me. Let me just wipe the front of it so that the strokes can go on, can glide on better. Like if you work on a wet surface or there's a bit of oil on your eyelashes, it won't glide properly, so you need to wipe them. So this is what they look like. I love it so much. Right? Love it. Love it so much. I'm obsessed with it. Do you guys see that? I went in and cleaned my brows off camera, but so last week I did a little Q&A on Instagram. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I did a little Q&A, and I just decided to answer some of the questions on YouTube, because I haven't done it's not a live update, but I was just like, let me just do a Q&A for the girlies, because I haven't done a live update. I don't do live updates like that, but also let's just chat, you know, let's just do a cute fun video with my girls and just chit chat, you know. So there was a lot of questions, I absolutely love the questions because they were not invasive. Obviously some of them were invasive, because what's new? What would we be without a bit of invasive questions? But it's fine. The girlies are eager to know a lot, which obviously or honestly, nothing much is happening in my life. Like nothing much is happening in my life. It's still the same life, changes here and there, but there's nothing to write home about. I don't want to lie to you. I'm currently in such a good place mentally, physically, emotionally. I am in such an amazing space in my life. I think learning to keep some things to yourself, or learning to not overshare, or learning to just have an element of privacy, because I feel like with content creators, we make our life content. Our life is content at the end of the day, but I just feel like sometimes we overshare to an extent where if things backfire, we tend to blame the subscribers, whatever. Yeah, you people do this, you do that, but we gave you the ammunition. I gave you the ammunition. Wait, what was my camera doing? It started, was it me? Okay, whatever. I gave you the ammunition to talk about me, because everything that I've told you, or everything that you are talking about, is what I have told you, you know. So I have been, obviously you guys know, I'm using the foundation that I got from NARS when I went to go do my face. I want to see if it's gonna look good on me when I do my face, so that if I do like it, I'm gonna go and actually get it, because right now I have Moria. You guys know I have Moria. So Moria is a bit too orange. I don't want to lie to you, the undertone is insane. So when she did my face with this one, I was just like, this one looks good. Just decant some for me. Let me go home and do my own face and see how I feel about it. If I like it, I'll come back and buy the whole bottle, because the NARS foundation, let me tell you, it's really, really good. So this is the Tahahin. This is the Tahahin one. So if Tahahin looks good, then we're gonna go back and get the Tahahin one. So as I was saying, influencers give you guys so much ammunition because of what we decide to share. Sometimes I didn't think it was content. I just thought it was normal everyday, not normal everyday life, but I just thought it was normal to just be able to be open. Because with me, I was very open, obviously, in terms of dating, in terms of dating experiences, in terms of life experiences, in terms of anything and everything, right? To me, it was normal. But obviously, growing up and seeing how social media takes everything and put it in a narrative that they want to put it, then I was just like, is it really, really worth sharing, you know? So things that are happening in my life, I love how it's a close-knit type of setup now. Okay, this foundation is tea. This foundation is tea. I'm not even done with my face and I'm already loving it. This foundation is tea. This is in the shade guys, I can't pronounce it. Tahahin. No. I'm gonna go get this one. Tahahin. Tahin or Tahahin, something like that. Nah, this is tea. You guys see it? No, she's gorgeous, because this is what I use. This is Moria, and Moria is yellow, kind of yellow. So I've learned to just keep some things to myself. I've learned to just be private. I've learned to, because like I said, our lives at the end of the day essentially is content. Our everyday lives is content. What we do is content. Anything that we do is going to be perceived as content, but not just perception. It's what we have decided to show you, you know what I'm saying? So I've decided to just limit some things about my life. Don't say too much, don't do too much, don't be too much, you know what I'm saying? Also, I think giving my life to Christ has helped so much, because sometimes not speaking is good for you. Not saying a lot is good for you. You don't have to always have something to say, you know? So I know there's things that she's saying, I know there's things that I'm not saying, and I won't. I just want to keep it that way. I just want to keep it chill. Keep it chill by myself, keep it chill for me, keep it here. It's a if you know, you know type of situation. I never want to put myself in a situation where I'm vulnerable again and I'm showing people that side of me. I don't. I feel like I'm good where I am. I'm happy with what I have, you know? That's just that. So yeah, in terms of that, it's that. But anyway, the questions. How are you doing genuinely? Like I said, I'm in a good space. I'm in a loving space. I'm in a space where, not that I thought I'd never be, but I didn't think I'd be so soon, you know. Everything career-wise, health-wise, everything is going so good, and it can only be by the grace of God. You guys know I've been making noise, got this, got that, because of how amazing he's been in my life, and everything that I have, or everything that has transpired in my life is a true testament of what God can do in your life if you just let him. So I've just let God, and my life has been nothing short of amazing. Guys, I want to do something now, and I feel like if this thing backfires, it's all on me. I want to put remember that liquid blush from NARS? I saw some girl on TikTok do this, and I was just like, I want to do exactly that because I want to see what it's like. I want to see how it's gonna look like. So yeah, that was the first question. How are you doing genuinely? And then the next one is, what would you say to someone wanting to create content but can't afford it? Love, let me tell you, when it comes to content is everywhere. Content is cheap, content is free, content is what you make. Ooh, I hate it when my thingy comes. Let me just do this. It's not bad, right? Because I want that, what do they call it? Peachy makeup. You see that peachy makeup that the girlies do? That's what I want. I want that peachy makeup. Did it work? It didn't work. It didn't work. Or must I put more? Let me see if I put more. Hey, Golly, don't regret. No regrets. But content is free. Content is free. Content is, you can get content everywhere by doing everything. You can be in your house and you can do content. You can be at school and that could be content. Content is free, let me tell you. So when you say that you don't, what did you say again? You said, what would you say to someone wanting to create content but can't afford it? Content is free and content is everywhere, trust me. So if you can just sit down and see what your subscribers like, see what your fan base likes, see what they relate to, then you can definitely do that. That's why I even go back to say there's this lady on is it TikTok or Instagram? She's also on Instagram. She does normal everyday life content, you know, things that people see as, it's how we grew up, guys. At the end of the day, not all of us grew up with the silver spoon, right? So she makes content with what she has, you know what I'm saying? So she wakes up, obviously Ushala at, I think she stays alone or she stays with somebody, I don't know. She wakes up, she makes bread, she makes jam, it's just normal content that we are used to. You know what I'm saying? That we grew up in if we were in my grandmother's house. I don't know how to explain this without not sounding rude, but I've mentioned this before on my channel, and those that know this amazing young lady who creates content with what she has. You know what I'm saying? So if you are going to look at your current situation and say, I don't have money, what type of content do you want to create? Do you want to be always out at lunches, dinners? If you're looking for that content, then I guess you won't be able to afford it. If you are a student, you won't be able to afford always going out wanting to be at the best restaurants and stuff like that. But you can be at home, do get ready with me's, day in the life of a varsity student. You know what I'm saying? People resonate with that because they're in the same, I don't want to say setup, but they're in the same place as you, you know? You can draw the type of people that watch your channel as young women who are still in varsity like you. They will definitely relate. Obviously, Mina, I'm older than you. I don't think older than you in the sense of I'm not in varsity. I won't relate to varsity content because I'm not in varsity, you know. So if you now are in varsity and you do get ready with me's, you're in varsities and you show how you clean your room, somebody out there will relate. There's literally content for everybody. Guys, people are out there doing content where they are. I saw this other person, he was filling up he would melt something and then put it inside an ant hole or something like that. And it had like 6 million views. And I'm just like, people actually sit and watch this? People sit and watch such content. I put too much concealer there. People sit and consume such content and you're telling me there's not enough content for everybody. There is. There really, really is. So you need to just work with what you have and don't say that content is expensive because it really isn't. You just need to work with what you have, you know, and just follow and trust in that people are gonna watch that. Also, you need to do content creation because you love it. If yes, at the end of the day, you have to get paid for it. But if that's the first thing on your mind is that you want to get paid, hey, you're going to cry. you're going to cry, because deals won't come as soon as you think that they will. Brands won't come to you as soon that you think that they will. You have to build. You have to build. It's a fan base. It's a base that you have to build. You know, you have to start somewhere. You can't just think you're gonna start content creation, next thing you're taking off. Yes, it might happen like that. Take me for instance. You know, I got into the content creation space. I was flourishing in a matter of, I think, a week. I had already 1,000 subscribers. So it's different. It's a different journey for all of us. You know what I'm saying? But trust in your journey and it'll go well for you. Trust me. I'm almost done with my face and I only answered 2 questions. Like, are you serious? The next one is, I've always wanted to know how you came up with your IG handle, Miss_Xo6. Miss_Xo6 was from Twitter, right? So Twitter, I was looking for a name. I was like, Miss Xo, Miss Xo6 and whatnot. No, I said Miss Xo, and then Twitter gave me Miss Xo6 because that was the name that was available at that time. So I took that name and I ran with it. I had that name on my Instagram. I had that name on my Twitter. So Miss Xo6 was from Twitter, and that's the name that I just took and ran with, and I've loved ever since. But I don't know, man. I want to let go of that name. I feel like Miss Xo6 is, or rather was, somebody, and I'm not that person anymore. I feel like Miss Xo6 had the attitude. Miss Xo6 had a big mouth. Miss Xo6 was always trending on Twitter because of things that I'd say. You know, I feel like I am not Miss Xo6 anymore. Honestly, I don't think I'm Miss Xo6. I think I am Xoligcabashe, you know? The same way Angela White does not identify as Black China anymore. Honestly speaking, I feel like I don't identify as Miss Xo anymore. I am Xoligcabashe. You know, I don't know if that is making sense. So I don't know like if I'll be able to even change that name on Instagram, because that's the only handle I have on Instagram, Miss Xo6. So maybe as time goes by, I'll change it, you know? We'll change that name. But yeah, that's how the name came about. Next one is, hi darling, if you were to go back to school, which qualification would you go for and why? I am back, and marketing is the #1 thing that I think I've always wanted to do. So because I see myself one day having my own marketing agency, like I want to be there for influencers. I want to start my own thing for influencers. I want to start an agency for influencers where, let me not say too much, but one day I think I want to have my own influencing agency. So marketing management, definitely what I'm doing. So yes, marketing management is where I'm at. What's your advice to a young woman that wants to build an intimate relationship with God? Honestly speaking, prayer should be at the center of everything that you do. Prayer should be something that you're not shy to do. Prayer should be your #1 go-to, because without it, Sana, you are nothing. So I intimately started building my relationship with God through prayer. I would pray every day and every night. I would wake up at 3 a.m. I still do wake up at 3 a.m. and I pray. That has built my relationship with God, and it has laid the foundation for me, rather, to be where I am currently in my relationship with God. It's not perfect, trust me, it's not perfect. I always say that I'm a baby in Christ. Obviously, we have to go through stages where I move from a baby to a toddler to whatever that you want to call it. But prayer should be a first step. And when you pray, don't let it be just because you know that people out there can pray longer than you, faster than you. I always used to say, because I'm not praying a long prayer, maybe God can hear my prayers. No, like God hears all prayers. Like I used to beat myself up for praying for 5 minutes, and I'm listening to people praying for 10-15 minutes and they're praying in tongues and stuff like that. And so I was like, that's not my walk with God. My walk with God is different, just like everybody walks with God differently, you know what I'm saying? So take your time, find a quiet spot, pray to God and take it one day at a time. Don't rush yourself. Like I said, just because somebody else is saying things longer than you, somebody else is praying 5 more minutes than you, that doesn't mean when God doesn't hear your prayers. There's also a verse in the Bible that says, Philistines saying the same thing over and over again, thinking that I can hear you, something like that. I'll find that verse. So building an intimate relationship with God is really easy. All you have to do is just stay in prayer, ask for the necessary things, ask for God to help you build a relationship with Him, But you have it's work, guys. It's like a normal relationship in real time with a partner or somebody. Obviously, if you want the relationship to work, you'll put in the work, no? So the same relationship that you're putting in the work in your normal life, you should put in the work in your spiritual life. Taking time out and seeking God every morning, be it every evening, whatever that you can possibly do just so you can spend time with God, and do it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the same way you put equal amounts of time and planning and whatever in a normal relationship is the same way that you should do with God. Just seeing as having a relationship with someone, obviously somebody that you can't see but you believe in, because we can't see God but we believe in Him regardless. So you should take it like that, a normal relationship that we'd have with anybody, The next one is, as you're turning 30 and you're wiser, what advice would you give to your younger self? Listen, when it comes to life and when it comes to things of life and when it comes to just general things, it's so hard to tell people, find God. And I keep saying this all the time, that had I found God earlier in my life, I wouldn't be in messes that I'm in right now. No, but it's not a mess. I feel like if these things didn't take place, how would you then have found God? You know what I'm saying? But also, if they didn't take place and you just listened and focused on the Lord from a very young age, they wouldn't have taken place anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, just like I'm saying now, it's gonna be weird for me. To some people, it's gonna land to be like, so we mustn't live our lives, we mustn't groove, Sana, if you want to experience all of that, sure, you can do all of those things. But I just believe that when you just put God at the center of your life from a very young age, you are not gonna find yourself in mad situations. You're not gonna find yourself in situations where you wish you would have done things differently. I don't wanna lie to you guys. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have been a virgin. I wouldn't have had a baby. These are type of decisions that you would have made if you just listened to basic instructions, But also, our parents would be like, don't have a baby, don't have sex, don't do this. But why? They give us, yes, all the no's, but why are we not doing it? I'm not blaming our parents, but I think it would have been easier if we just took that route, So, honestly speaking, my doll, meaning I'm saying focus on God, focus on your studies, focus on it. Don't focus on things of the world. Trust me, things of the world you're gonna go and you're gonna leave them here. Just focus on the Bible. I don't want to lie to you. Had I had things done differently, I would have focused on the Bible from the word jump. But life is different, So, yes, focus on the Bible. You have time. You have a lot of time. Don't dwell on relationships that don't give you, that don't satisfy you. Relationships that are one-sided. Relationships that need you to fight. Sana, if it's something that it's supposed to be in your life, it's going to be calm. It's going to be a breeze. If it's something that's not supposed to be in your life, it's going to be noise. There's going to be so much tension. There's going to be so much. There's no calmness in that, So don't focus on the things that bring you so much heartache. Don't. If something is stressing your life, don't focus on those things. I promise you, you're going to sit back and be like, I shouldn't have. It's so stupid when you sit down and when you're old, you're just like, what the hell was I thinking? What honestly was I really thinking for me to even do such a thing, So don't be that person now where you sit down and be like, I shouldn't have done that. No, actually, just focus on the things that make you whole. Focus on the things that bring you so much joy. Focus on the things that that don't cause distraction or be a disruption in your life. It's the same as relationships. When we are still growing up, boys will do nonsense, and then when you think that's the love of your life, that's the one that God has brought for you. No, it's not. No, it's not. If it's there to bring you trouble, no, it's definitely not. God did not design you for you to have turmoil in your life. No, babe. So focusing on things that make you happy, focusing on people that make you happy, focusing on the word of God, focusing on your studies. I know it sounds cliche, guys. We are older, but you need to focus on your studies. You need to focus on the things that will serve you, So yes, that's the other one. Do you want to get married anytime soon since you're turning 30? 30 is not it's just a number. I can get married at 35, I can get married at 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. When God thinks or feels like I'm ready to get married, then he will bless me. But there's no pressure really at all. I just feel like before, people would get pressured to get married because they're getting old or they're turning a certain age. We are doing the new millennium, the new Gen Z, if you want to call them. So now we're doing whatever the hell we want. So I mean, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, then. But it's not something that I'm actively focusing on. It doesn't need my time and attention like that. So I'm not focusing on that. That's what I'm saying. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, we're still good. I just bathe it in setting spray. The next one is, do you tithe? Let me tell you, I personally do not tithe. Do I give every Sunday? When they pass the basket, I will give, definitely. But tithing, no. Personally, I don't tithe because I just don't believe in it. I believe in the money that I tithe with. You take it, you go buy groceries for a family, you give them. That's tithing. I want to see where my tithing is going. And I feel like it makes me even more happy for the fact that I'm actively giving to the next person. My tithing is me buying 4 loaves of bread and milk and maybe inyama. You see that meat that you buy from maybe Spar or whatever, full chicken, bread or juice. You buy 6 of those, go to the robots and give it to all of those people. All of those beggars at the robots, you give it to them. That is my tithing. I want to see it with my own eyes, and not in the sense of it gives me some form of gratification, but I just feel like I'm happy because I could help the next person. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to church, I don't know where it's going. I don't know who it's going to. They're gonna pray for it, it's fine, but I can pray. Guys, I have a thing with being prayed for. I don't know. I don't know if it's PTSD, but I have a thing with being prayed for. So when they say they're gonna pray over your tithe, I'm just like, okay, cool, that's great, but let me see where my money is going. Let me see where my money is going. So if I can see it, I'll be happy. So tithing is a no for me. I personally want to see where it's going, and I'll give that person his answer. And I don't have to film for Instagram or YouTube, whatever. I hate it when people help people and they film them. Like, is that for them or is that for you to feel some type of way? Like, why would you film giving to somebody? Like, imagine coming with a camera and then you're already, yeah, hi, here's 200 rand. I mean, some people say it's to help the next person and push them into giving. You can't push somebody into giving. It has to come from them willingly. So now if you approach somebody, they're sleeping there and they're like, yeah, already with your camera, posting it on Instagram, people are like, yeah, oh my God. And then you're busy there, yes, thanks. Who is it for? Is it for the people or is it for you? So I absolutely hate it. I hate it so much. I can't stand it. I can't. Next one, what's scarier, being alone or settling with the wrong person? Settling with the wrong person. I don't mind being alone. I absolutely love being alone. I am not scared of being alone, but settling with the wrong person, that would be my 13th reason why. That would send me over the damn edge. Like, I would die. So being alone is something that I'm definitely not scared of. I don't mind. There was a time when I was single for a whole year. So being alone is not scary for me. But settling with the wrong person or being in a relationship with the wrong person could just send me over the edge. So being with the person, definitely being with the wrong person. Guys, also you have to understand that there's nothing wrong with being single. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being single. People need to start loving being in their own space, in their own company. Let me tell you, before you could get married, before you be in a relationship, before you could be, sorry, in a serious relationship, I would highly recommend staying alone at one point in your life. Living alone at some point in your life is the most amazing feeling you could ever feel. And I would highly recommend it. Obviously, not everybody can have those type of means because of, be it where we are, be it rent is expensive, you don't have a proper job, whatever, you're staying at home with your parents. But just being alone and staying alone once in your life, oh, I wish that for everybody. I wish that for everybody. I wish that for everybody one day, you know. If you had to wear one perfume for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Which one would it be? LV Ombre Nomade. Love it. LV Ombre Nomade. And the next one is, what are 4 perfumes that you love? LV Ombre Nomade, Christian Dior, Santal Noyer, which one is this one? I forgot his name. It's Vice Bomb. I went to the launch at Skins. I forgot it. And my last one, LV Ultra Pereves. 4 of my favorite high-end perfumes that I absolutely live and die for. Guys, I'm done with my face. I'm just answering questions now. Would you ever introduce your son to the Red app? No, ma'am. If I were to have more kids, my family, as in my family, husband, children, when God decides, none of that will be on social media. I don't want that. As much as people want to see my child now, is exactly why I want to hide him away even more. I never want my children to make it on social media. I never want my kids to make it on social media. It's such a vile place. You see what people say when they see people's kids, like, social media is a vile place. I never want to put if my kids one day want to decide that they want to be on social media, fine, they'll be on social media by themselves. But for me to actively go out of my way and put them in a place and put them in this space, never. I hate social media. Well, I love my darling, but I hate social media. So you will not see my son anytime soon or ever, unless or until he has his own Instagram and he decides to post and you manage to find his Instagram, fine. But you'll never find him or see him unless you see him with my mom somewhere. Then that's fine. Or you see him with me, that's okay. But I wouldn't want you to come and say hi to him. No, he's not on social media, so let's keep it like that. Is there a solid friendship that you have? Because it's hard to have a friend when you're saved. Luckily for me, thank God, all my friends love and believe in God. All my friends are Christians. Sammy, you guys saw at the beginning of the year, she what do they call it? Mama umthandazo, you know. Tabo loves God. She's always sharing her gospel playlist with me. Paul love. All my friends love God, so it's so easy for me. I can even call them, be like, friend, I'm going through something, please let's pray, and it won't be weird because they believe and they love God. So if you see me not being friends with somebody, it's because maybe especially now because I gave my life to God, maybe our paths are not mixing because that person may not be where I am spiritually, and between him or her and God, I'll choose God. So that's just the way it goes. I'm blessed to have friends that love God and have given their life to Christ. It's easier that way, you know. Last question is the 200k brunch. It's coming, it's gonna happen. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be so big, it's gonna be so exciting. I hope you guys enjoy it and you love it, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. I'm just waiting obviously to hit 200k before I've already started planning it. That's the funny thing. I've already started planning it because I know how big it's gonna be. I don't want it to be rush. I want it to happen, say I hit 200k maybe to on a Wednesday. Saturday it must, maybe next week Saturday it must be already happening, you know. So yeah, and it's gonna need a lot of help in terms of execution, because I want to have more than 50 people in one place. So that's going to be a bit much overwhelming for me. So that's why I'm starting with the planning now. The venue's already done, the food is already done, don't worry about that. The only thing is actually getting people there. That's the only thing. But yeah, in terms of anything, that is already done and it's good, you know. So I can't wait for that. But with that being said, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys do enjoy it. I hope you guys do love it. I haven't done a chit chat in a long time, so why not? With that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget, I have flu, so sorry about the voice. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you, darlings. Bye.